Penn State and UCLA. And that will be, of course, the subject of our Super Six, sponsored by DraftKings. We'll have the column out later in the week. And the obvious question is, what will the outcome of the big noon Penn State UCLA game be? Will Penn State win by at least 28 points? And I would think, I don't want to speak for everybody here, but I will speak for myself, that the answer indeed is yes. I was talking with someone this week, and even within the walls at UCLA, like, there is zero confidence about them winning maybe even 2 games the rest of the year. Like, they know they are not good. They are beat up. I think Garbers is going to play on Saturday, but really, does that matter? This feels like a name your score type of game for Penn State.
I hope
Penn State typically names their score.
I hope it is. I mean, UCLA is a terrible team that keeps covering these big numbers, right? They covered LSU. They covered last week in a game, Bear, that you talked about off the top. Like, it was 34-13. It felt like 49-7. I mean, that game wasn't remotely close, but they still managed to cover this game. UCLA, have it right here, guys. They are, where's that? 128th in points per drive on defense. They scored 4 offensive touchdowns the entire season. Now they played the last game Saturday night in the country. They're going on the road 2,500 miles away to play the first game Saturday the next week. And their quarterback might not play. Their best safety might not play. The only problem, guys, and Sammy, I'm curious if you think about, is the look-ahead spot for Penn State, right? Penn State goes to USC the following weekend. This could be a spot where, after you beat Illinois, you maybe look ahead to USC and you're down to play UCLA.
I was very impressed with Penn State's defense against Illinois. Yes. I mean, holy cow. They only gave up 7 points. I still don't know how they didn't cover. The pick 6 that got called back for whatever they called it back for. I was at the bar drinking. I almost threw the glass at the TV when Penn State looked like they were about to get outside the number, and then they end up winning 21-7. Game never had a chance to go over, and I don't know how UCLA is going to move the ball. That's my concern. I lean to the under, but when you see a line like this, guys, jump 2 points on a Monday and a Tuesday, 2.5 by Wednesday, that's pretty telling. I mean, my big fear with going under 46.5, 47 is that Penn State wins, 45-6, and I lose by a couple of points. So it's a stay away from me. I know it's going to be fun for a lot of people to lay the 28, but it's just a pass. I lean under. But I am nervous that Penn State literally wins this game by 1,000,000 points and goes over the total by themselves.
Sammy, Will had mentioned something before with Colorado and Nebraska, with the Nebraska game, about how maybe we reassess that. And you obviously have your numbers and your power ratings. And we were kind of kicking this a little bit before on text. Like Colorado, they have to be one of the bigger movers, you would think, after the win at UCF in terms of maybe not necessarily power rankings, but odds to win the Big 12, Travis Hunter, Heisman odds. Where does Colorado fit now in terms of rankings? Like, how much should we reassess what we thought about Colorado after they got blown out at Nebraska to where they are now?
It's a very tough conversation to have, and I don't mean it's tough like we can't have it, but it's tough to realign a team like that had a win total of 4.5. And then we got our guy Bruce Feldman on the set on Saturday saying, if they win 8 games, I will vote for Travis Hunter to win the Heisman. It's hard to recalibrate a team that we thought could win 4 or 5 games, and now we're saying maybe it's 8 or 9. But just some preseason numbers for you guys. And again, these are not my numbers. These were look-ahead numbers before the season. We're talking about Colorado getting 9 at home against Kansas State on October 12th. That ain't happening. That's going to be closer to 3 when we get closer to that kickoff. Going to Texas Tech, getting 6. That feels high. Going to Kansas, getting 8. That's not going to be the real line in that game. And then November 29th, last game of the year, the look-ahead number there is Colorado getting 6 at home against Oklahoma State. Guys, all those numbers are wrong because Colorado has continued to elevate its play. I wrote a story for Fox talking to Kenny White before the season about how when Deion took over to when Deion launched into week number 2, week 1, their power rating had risen almost 35 points. That's unheard of. in college football. From when he took over in December of 2022 to September 2024, his team was 35 points better to the power rating. That never happens at a school like Colorado. So they've always been sort of a moving target. But when we look at their, adjusted win total and their adjusted ratings, guys, why can't they win 8 games? They have the 2 best players every game. They got Sanders at quarterback and Hunter, who, oh, by the way, is now the second favorite to win the Heisman because he got absolutely blasted in Vegas on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. He's 350 at a couple of books.
Wow.
DraftKings still has 5-1, by the way, best number in the country. But I mean, this thing is only picking up more steam. And if you want to keep doubting Colorado, I don't know that you're going to be right like you were last year. And that's saying a lot because I didn't think this was going to happen this year.
Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.